Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface retro clothed figure. As opposed to the apron wearing Leatherface, we got ourselves the casually, or I guess Sunday best, if we want to call it that, the Sunday best Leatherface with his suit, his tie, still present with his chainsaw, and a slightly different mask. This comes to us from the folks over at NECA Toys, continuing to release outstanding retro cloth figures, and Leatherface here will be no exception to that. Flip around to the back of the package. You have Leatherface on the back there. The read-up says, "This is the tragic tale of 5 young friends who venture into the rural Texas one hot afternoon and become victims of one of the most bizarre and brutal crimes in Travis country history. Many of them meet a horrific end at the hands of the murderous lunatic Leatherface in what becomes to be known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre." To check out more from the folks over at NECA Toys, you can go to www.necaonline.com. Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the retro cloth Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before we have a look at Leatherface, once again, Spot would like to show off the fantastic artwork that comes included with retro cloth Leatherface. I still actually have held on to all of these, ranging from the Jason Voorhees, the Freddy Kruegers, the Ghostface. I've kept all of them because I'm just so impressed by this artwork. I'd love to see NECA actually release a catalog, or like a little hardcover book showing off some of the artwork that they've used for all their pieces, because this is really neat. This is, by the way, done by Nathan Thomas Milliner, the artist that drew this. All right, putting that to the side. Leatherface comes with 2 accessories, one being a hammer. You ain't gonna be hammering nails with this, let me tell you. The sculpt also in the handle is quite nice too, that kind of wood grain that they've put in there. Silver end to the hammer. And of course, Leatherface would not be complete. He would be naked without his trusty chainsaw. There doesn't appear to be any blood on the chainsaw yet. There will probably be some quite quickly. It is definitely going to get out of hand very fast. Nice yellow paint on the handle, or the base of the chainsaw. Kind of a gunmetal gray on the handle, gunmetal gray on the blades. Looks nice. Clearly I'm going to be displaying Leatherface with the chainsaw. That's a given. Gorgeous piece. Speaking of gorgeous pieces, I am smitten by this figure. Been smitten really as a whole by the retro cloth figures anyways. The Jasons, I've loved the Jasons, the Freddys. This is my first Leatherface outing for retro cloth figures, and I'm again extremely impressed. He's sporting his jacket, which I guess because it is a retro cloth figure, it's not like the 6-inch figures, you could theoretically remove it. You could take this right off. I will keep it on though, just because it goes well with the pants. I could take the pants off, but then he'd have no pants, and he would not be very happy with me. And then as for his face is a little bit different. And I think NECA has done a retro cloth regular Leatherface with, you know, the apron and everything else. This one's a little bit different. He's getting a little more dressed for dinner, so he's got the rouge, some lipstick, and some eyeshadow on. The look is very, very creepy, very successful. Fantastic. That's all I have to say. And one thing, too, I really like also about the NECA retro cloth figures is that because they're making use of essentially the same body, and they're only really retooling the head and putting on cloth outfits, that's why we can get more of these than a 6-inch figure. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see this guy in like an ultimate outing. I know we're getting an ultimate Leatherface that's going to come with the apron and whatnot, but I'd love to see like an ultimate version of him, of this one, and dare I even say an ultimate version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 Leatherface, which, don't strike me down for saying this, I actually like the look of drag Leatherface. That's just my personal preference. But the face is very nice. He doesn't actually have eyes. So like if you were looking deep in his eyes, if you were like getting this close, that's already too close. But he doesn't have eyes. Instead, he's just got dark recessed black crevices, which would be his eye features, obviously. Hair's nice too, nice sculpt on his hair. The one thing too, because Leatherface is a little more of a stockier character, they've added what feels to be an extra bit of padding to the front of him. So instead of them just relying on the standard body type, which they have used in the past, they have given him a little more padding going on here, which makes perfect sense. For your articulation on Leatherface, his head is on a ball joint. His arms also on a ball joint. They rotate very easily. Not limited at all, as you can see. Not limited at all by his jacket. There is a swivel point at the bicep. There is a bend at the elbow, and you have to just kind of gauge where the elbow is. I had to rotate the arm. The elbow's right here now. Swivel at the wrists. Swiveled waist. And legs. Again, all very ball joint, very easy to move. Bend at the knee, which doesn't rotate per se, because the rotation actually is at the top of the thigh. And then he's got that hinged ball joint foot. Again, I love this figure. I just absolutely love this figure. NECA, it continues without any doubt to impress me. The thing is, we just got to get the chainsaw into his hand, which I feel like he should have actually come with an extra hand. I don't see, it doesn't actually look like it fits into his hand. It looks like his hand is sculpted shut. So the beg of the question is, oh, there we go. That's what it was. Oh, clever NECA Toys. I was going to say, his hands are shut. How are you going to get the chainsaw off? But you just detach the handle. Slide it up. Got to get the chainsaw in his hand after all. And then we will take it and peg it back into the top. There we go. That's what we wanted. Couldn't have Leatherface without his chainsaw in hand. I would not be doing a service. Actually, while we're at it, let's loop this around. This is clever design. And we just get this through. This one might be a little harder. There we go. We got to set the scene after all. We got to get the chainsaw in his hand. And then I'm sure there's going to be disaster and massacre ahead. Get that pegged into place. There we go. I don't know how much, I think I actually did some of that off camera. I do apologize, guys. There we go. There is Leatherface. Again, a fantastic figure. Hope NECA Toys continues to release these guys. I definitely will be picking more up of them. I'm trying to think of other Jasons that I guess they could still do, like a Part 7 Jason, you know, Jason Takes Manhattan and whatnot. I'd also love to see a drag Leatherface. And again, I might be the only person that is thinking that, the only person that will ever speak again of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new, what was it, the Next Generation. Still, awesome figure, very creepy, very scary, very cool. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the NECA Toys Retro Cloth Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.